welcome to the travel advice part. So there's a couple of websites you definitely need to know how to work. And the first one is the Journey Planner 9292 site. This is the site for all the bus and train combinations within the Netherlands, so only within the Netherlands. Now, as you can see, if you Google Journey Planner 9292, you'll get the site. On the site, you can see also if there's any disruptions. And that's very important for if you want to make a flight, that you check if the part you want to travel and early in the morning, if there isn't a disruption or road construction. So as you can see, you can put in anything. You can put in a central station, for example in Amsterdam, but you can also put in an airport such as Schiphol Airport. Secondly, you're going to have to put in our address, which you can find on your red card. This is the address, Kasteelaan 20 and well. Don't forget to add the L. The L stands for the province of Limburg, is where we are at. Now for the rest you put in the date. The time is obviously the military time. And you select if you want to depart or arrive at this certain time. So in this case we're going for 9:30 p.m. as arrival time from Schiphol to the castle. Now as you can see, there are various options. You can see the price of the journey here above. If we go to the left, you can see that there's a lot of times you can go, but look at the amount of changes. There's 4 changes, but there's also an option for 3 changes. So just look at the number of changes you would like and the times connected to that. And in this case, I would like to opt for leaving at 6 and arriving at 9 p.m. with 3 changes, a total time of 3 hours and 10 minutes. The website exactly tells you what to do, where to go, which platform. You can even see how to walk from a certain place to another place. Again, we have the price on the bottom, and that's about it. nshighspeed.nl. This is a website that's been used for international train booking. Now remember, it's only necessary to book an international train if you're really going far. That means going to Berlin, going to Prague, going to Paris, that sort of thing. Train travels within the Netherlands or to Germany or to Belgium do not require a reservation. However, you can use this website to look up train times. Let's go to the English language option by clicking on the English flag. And let's go to Paris. Now the closest station here is Venlo. So let's try that. There are also other options, but let's go for this one. We're going to Paris, second class, return ticket. Now, when you put in the departure time, I could put in 6 a.m., but I know I'm not going to make it in Venlo at 6 a.m. So that's also something you should consider. So after putting in the dates, I'm going to go for a later time than 6. Let's go for 7:30 a.m. Now return. You want to make sure that you return in time at the castle. Maybe you want to get some food here as well. So let's go for 5:30 p.m. Put in a younger than 26 years as a passenger age. All the discounts on the right do not really apply for you guys. But nonetheless, let's put in the age. And then we can continue. Now this is a big screen. We're on the second stage, trip and fare. On the right side you can see your overview, what you selected. Now the price is currently still €0, but that's going to change obviously. There's 2 parts. There's the outward journey we're going to book from Venlo to Paris North, and the return journey back to Venlo. Now highlighted in yellow are the cheapest prices, which you can see right here, the cheapest alternative. That does not necessarily mean that it's the best alternative, because look at the amount of transfers you're going to make. 4 transfers. as opposed to other options who have, for example, 1 or 2 transfers. This is something you should definitely consider while traveling, because the less transfers, definitely the better. And sometimes it's worth to pay a bit of extra money. Now the option I selected here is the ideal solution. It's maybe a bit longer in travel time, but it's only 2 connections and only a bit more expensive. But of course, just pick whatever works best for you. Now you have to also select a return journey, obviously. Look at also the arrival time. Are you going to make it back to the castle if you arrive at 10 past 11 p.m., for example? Or do you want to arrive a bit earlier back in Venlo so you're sure you're going to make it back to the castle without having to book an expensive cab ride? Then you can see the total price. The total price is for 2 persons and a return journey, as you can see. So it's all included. And as you can see on the website, all prices include tax. So there might be an extra fee for using a credit card or something like that. That could still be added, but at least the taxes are already included. Then on the second screen, it's already the third phase, the overview. Before this, the payment and confirmation. Now, obviously you're going to check carefully if you selected the right dates and the right times. And you're going to double check if you can make it to the train station on time from the castle. So does your bus connection connect? Of course, you can check that on a journey planner. You can also see the route details that I just clicked on, so you can see where do you actually transfer. And then you put in your contact information. I would definitely opt the home print, direct print option as opposed to sending the ticket by regular mail. And the rest should be easy to figure out. As you can see, you can pay through Visa or MasterCard, so that shouldn't be a problem. If you have a bad internet connection, sometimes it's good to go to the computer lab to book there because there's a steady connection there. So before we go further to the websites which you can use to find a cheap flight, let me also refer you to our air travel video where you can find out more about nearby airports. Let's talk about Skyscanner. This website is used for finding cheap air travel flights, not necessarily booking it on them. We're going to go to skyscanner.nl. The English language setting is already on, but sometimes it's in Dutch, so you have to change it. It's on the top. The ideal thing about Skyscanner is that you can put in a city as well as a whole country. So in the castle situation, we're obviously going to look for departure airports in the Netherlands as well as Germany. You can see from Germany to Prague, there's a lot of options, and we're going to look for Cologne, Wizz Niederrhein, or Düsseldorf International. That's about the furthest places we want to depart from. And you can see which airline goes from which city. And then the next step is not booking it on here, but going to the official airline, in this case Germanwings, and book your flight from the official site. So Ryanair is used a lot by Castle students. The local airport has a lot of Ryanair flights, so that is Wizz Niederrhein or Düsseldorf Wizz, which is not to be confused with Düsseldorf International Airport, which is much further. And besides this airport, Düsseldorf Wizz, there is also the other airport, Eindhoven, and that also has a lot of Ryanair flights. So you can see on the website, if you fill it in, there's also a lot of other destinations from Eindhoven Airport. If you want to know more about this, check out the air travel video. The next website we're going to cover is Rome to Rio. This is a website that basically tells you how to get from one place to another by combining public transport and flights. So let's find out how this works. I click on the link. In this case, I want to go from a very remote location, this lovely little town of Alpbach in Austria, to the castle. And it's very easy, as you can see, because it will list every possible option there is. You see, if you highlight it with your mouse, the map will change. If you want to know more about a travel or change the date, or even go to the official travel planner in that country, you can do that by clicking on one of these travels and then clicking on the part which you want to change or what you want to find out more about. For example, the bus. I can click on it, and if I want to go to the official website for all of the buses in Austria, in this case, I click on this button. And then you can go from there. But also, if I want to know more about flights, flight dates, I can do that by clicking on the flights, as you can see. So all in all, this is a very complete website that is very useful for any travel within Europe. So when we are talking about long distance bus travel, there are a few things you need to know. Obviously, it's less comfortable, it's very crowded, and there's not a lot of leg space, etc. It is relatively less safe in the sense that you are traveling for much longer, therefore it's less safe. But it is very cheap, and sometimes when you cannot even find a flight, it's a good alternative to go to the city you want to travel to. So here you can see that there are 4 major bus companies that do long distance bus travel, and you can see where the closest hub is. So Student Agency has the closest hub in Venlo, and also Flixbus in Nijmegen. What you also need to know is that Megabus is mostly for England and for going to Paris. The other 3 companies go pretty much anywhere. And the last thing you need to know is that especially Eurolines and maybe some of the other companies require you to, even though you already paid for your ticket, to confirm the way back. So if you do not confirm the way back, they will sell your ticket and you get stuck. So make sure that you educate yourself on the ins and outs of the company that you choose, and have a good trip.